Hello.
Sorry. Shahrukh, lately we have seen some marvelous films coming out of Hollywood, or Bollywood, sorry. Films like Chak De, films like Munna Bhai, films like Rang De Basanti. I just want to ask you a general question. Does a character that one plays, which influences people so much sometimes, also influence the artist?
Yes, it does. Sometimes the goodness of what you're trying to say through the medium rubs off on you. But it only happens if the film is a hit. If it's a flop, you don't like nobody from that film, including the character. So all the films that you mentioned have done very well. So we love Kabir Khan in it. But to be again honest, and being someone who's been trying to create characters given the set parameters of Indian commercial cinema, I do love the guys who didn't do well either, including the guy who cheated on his wife. But I don't know. Very sincerely, I think some of the actors, some of the directors and storytellers choose the kind of films they decide to make because inherently they think like that also. So when someone is making a Rang De or a Munna Bhai, I'm sure Raju or Rakesh or Shimit and Adi, they thought some goodness to be related to commerce, and that's why they've done it. So they've already thought that these are characters which should talk about good things. Post the film, sometimes it stays with you. Like I said, it always stays with me if it's done well. If it hasn't done well, I try to, sweep it under the carpet and not think about it.
Yes. Thanks. Hi. I'm Vidya Shankaraya from CNN IBN. I'm sure that all males in this country, 40 and above, certainly have a complex now because of your six-pack abs. So congratulations on that.
Thank you, Vidya.
And on what you said, I thought it was very interesting. Keep the content but change the format in response to what India might do internationally. Do you think it will work, considering you want music and songs to be a part of the new format? Will we be able to tell a story at all if we keep all the song and dance routine as well? And secondly, do you think it's fair to the Indian audience to cut down on a 3-hour-long nice film to just 90 minutes?
I can rattle off names of a lot of 3-hour long films which are not nice to the audience at all. I can rattle off names of some 90-minute films also which are not nice to the audience at all. But first I'll answer the first part, that is song and dance. See, every cinema in the world which has made an impact in the world, and this time we did also, has got a USP. I mean, when you talk about Hong Kong, Chinese and Eastern Oriental cinema, it has Kung Fu. A very clear USP. You talk about South American cinema, it has this whole underlying threatening underworld and drug mafia, cartel and poverty. I think India also needs to have a USP, and the song and dance should be included in our cinema because that is our USP, I think, and it would help narrate the stories like the lady mentioned, talking about our culture, talking about what we intrinsically believe, whether it's classical or otherwise, done in a more fusion manner. I think song and dance has to be a part of our films. But yes, 90 minutes or 2 hours, I think even, now you see with multiplexes coming in, if you ask the youngsters, including a lot of your friends, I'm sure they say, jaldi jaldi ho gayi picture yaar, ye maza aaya. Good time pass. I think 2 hours is long enough. 3 hours with an interval and having to rush to urinals and stuff and smokes, and you don't need it. I think 2 hours is good enough. I read somewhere, I'm misquoting, I don't remember, that my letter is very long because I didn't have enough time to make it any shorter. And that really is true. The brevity is the soul of creation. Brevity is the soul of telling a story. And I think this value for money in Indian mentality, that ज़्यादा दे देंगे, एक extra अंडा दे दीजिए, एक सर इसके साथ ये free है. It doesn't add any value. I think value is the quality. And if we are able to get the quality concised or sankshipt in 2 hours, it will be a fantastic thing. I don't think it's going to be unfair to the Indian audience as long as they are entertained in the 2 hours. See, I'm short and I'm entertaining.
Yes.
I wanted to wait until almost the end, Shahrukh, before asking this, because I thought you might bring it up, but you haven't. You've spoken about bringing the Oscars to India. You've spoken about the fact that we can actually be the reference point. Do you know, just yesterday, not even 24 hours ago, an Indian has been associated with the Nobel Peace Prize. You haven't mentioned it. I'm not accusatory. I'm just saying, is this a kind of cliche, this whole hope of building brand India? Is this a perception issue? Is this that we don't consider, that we are not looking in imaginative ways at what India really is even today? Nobel Peace Prize for an Indian who led an extremely important United Nations Committee on Environment, and maybe global warming will be to an extent changed because of this prize. Thank you.
I'm sorry, I didn't understand that. But are you saying that I'm talking about the Oscar and not talking about?
I'm saying actually that is our perception of brand India? It's not limited to the Oscars. I know you won't. It's not limited to the Oscars, but yesterday an Indian